Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I am that dude, Bodkins.
Yeah, DP lost like, deep. Yeah.
Right. Where he's wondering, he's like, I can't eat a patty.
One style, like no weight classes.
Yeah, basically, like I said, there's been a couple guys that are like,
it's ridiculous. No way. There's nobody else out there. He's your guy.
That's just not my mentality, bro.
Yeah. Leave the ladder down. That's my always like, hey, somebody helped you out. Why not help somebody else out? Return.
Give a big round of applause for the one and only Bodkins Show.
Or bringing Craig Counsell down the interstate in a move unexpected. I had people.
I'm going to repeat that again, folks. I didn't stutter. Welcome to the Bodkins Show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Bodkins Show, the weekly dump. Man, speaking of the weekly dump, Jesus, have you guys heard about this OnlyFans female who, let 100 dudes dump inside of her? She had sex with 100 dudes in 24 hours and has since come out and said now the record is 1,000 dudes and 1,000 dudes in 24 hours. I don't even know how you get to 1,000 dudes. Initially, she was saying like she'll have some women like kind of help her out, like get the guys aroused, and then they just come in. But even the 100, she said it was like 3 to 4 minutes each guy, blah 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 blah, and then. But for like sometimes I'm like, Jesus, lady, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then there's a lot of people on the internet who are asking that same fucking question. Like, imagine being her parents, like, what's Sally up to? She just broke the record for letting 100 dudes dump inside of her. We're real proud of her. And then I'm like, my mindset is just like a normal dude, and I'm a guy who's been around the block a few times myself in the world. And have done some things maybe I'm probably not too proud of, or maybe I shouldn't have done. But nonetheless, right? Like, imagine being like, I could maybe be in like psychologically in the top 5-10 people, but imagine being the 100th dude. And then you're just like, oh, well, is there like a waiting list and you're signing up, you're waiting for her to print the list, put the list out, and you're like, shit, God damn it, I'm number 99. Like, fuck, like how do you even just be like, psych yourself up? Like, this lady has done 100 dudes today, and I'm going to be, number 101. Like, that is, I don't know. I get it. Like, the OnlyFans to each its own. Like, hey, support your money, make your money. But Jesus, this is a little bit too far, even for the likes of my crazy ass. If somebody was like, hey, do you want to be the 100th dude to nut in me today? Nope, I think I'm good. Even at the young 20-year-old Nick Bodkins would probably be like, nope, can I be like number 5? Like 2, 3, 4, 5? But you get past that in one day. Ugh. First of all, what the fuck does this smell like? Jesus, I just fucking, you walk into the room, you're just like, and then, because like she's doing the whole thing, I guess. Like, it's, I can't even think about it. It's probably looking like a roast beef sandwich. But man, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Johnny. I don't know if he's heard about this, but I wanted to get his thoughts on it real quick. Johnny, are you signing up? Are you signing up?
Good morning. Wow, what a way to start the show. I have seen the Twitter stuff on this whole thing with this young lady. It's crazy.
Obviously, for like documentaries and
I hadn't thought about it to the degree that you just went into it, which was what had me laughing. But yeah, I'm with you. I've done some crazy, stupid shit when I was younger too. Nothing nowhere near this. I don't even know how you even think about this. And yeah, I would not want any part of that. Yeah, I didn't even think about the smell. Ew. God. Oh man.
I mean, in and out, right? Like you're knocking at
Right.
the door. She has to have somebody answer the door. Like, and she's like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like
"You're 2 minutes
I don't
late. You
know
better hurry up and get in there.
who's
We got."
there, like, but like who's there producing is like, all right, you're next, and then you're next, and then you're next. So be ready, lined up, and like, what the hell? It's crazy. But like you said, to each their own. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're making money off of that, whatever. But yeah, I mean that would be a crazy one to be a parent and yeah, what do you say about some shit like that? But wow. Yeah, yeah, I wasn't expecting that to be the first topic this morning. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, make your money, yo. If that's how you make your money.
What's the highest number you would sign up for? Like, there's a list, right? Like, let's just hypothetically, she's got posted up like, hey, sign up to come, you know, dump in.
I don't even know. I mean, unless I'm getting paid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
Well, I think the males are obviously, I don't think just Joe Schmoes like me and you. I think they are also, you know, workers. You know, they have
Okay. Like
like
in the industry, they're in the adult film industry.
Not really adult film, but maybe like OnlyFans content creators. That's what I'm trying to
content creators. I mean, again, like I said, I've done some crazy wild shit. Well, at least I thought it was wild. Nothing compared to this.
I think 5, somewhere in the 5.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to put a number on it, I would say that, and I would still feel some kind of way if I was the 5th one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's a that's a crazy one there, bro. But like I said, you know, if you're making money that way, then good for you. This whole thing about 1,000 now, like that's insane, bro. But
that's what I read to the other. Like, I find it interesting, maybe disgusting. You know, it's just, I'm like, who the fuck is signing up for this shit? Like, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know who's signing up for the 100. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I don't know, man.
And like, how does like she just puts 100 dudes in the name, and then they just draw them out. Like, I really want to know the process of like how the fucking like.
So Nick wants the behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? How done it?
The guy is like, let me be number one. Let me be number one. Let me be number one. Damn it, I'm not number. I'm like, you're just, and then like,
right,
you're number one.
Damn, I'm number 88. Damn.
Yeah. Like, shit. Like, damn it, that's not. I wanted to be in the top 25. Like,
right.
Trying to be in a bowl game. I'm trying to be in the top 14. So you gonna do a college a whole fucking show on it.
Oh shit!
Who's qualified to fucking be in the top 25?
That's crazy, bro. But it's crazy what people are doing to make money. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're making money that way, man. So you know, like I said, to each his own. You do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I wouldn't want any part of that, to be completely honest, bro.
Yeah,
straight, bro.
I mean, like I said, even at it, like I'm almost 40 now, but even at like 28, 18, like somebody's like, hey, you want to sign up to have sex with? You're gonna be number 88, and she's gonna have sex with 100 girls. Nah, man.
Nah. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, even a 19, 20-year-old Johnny Cruz wasn't feeling that shit.
I mean, I was a dog. I was a dog. I mean, I was like, you know what I mean? I was like a dog with a little red rocket just hanging out all the time.
Right.
You know
That's what I'm saying. I did some crazy shit when I was young. I ain't gonna front, but nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that's this is extreme.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I wanted to bring it to the attention of the people that this shit is happening. You know?
Hey, it is out there. Just like, you know what I'm saying, just like I asked you about the whole drone thing with this whole thing over New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't know what's real, what's not real anymore. I mean, now they could doctor video to where things look, and then with all this AI shit, like you never know exactly what's real and what's not or whatever. Yeah. But it's crazy what's going on in the world today, bro.
It is. We live in a weird world. We live in a world where Juan Soto, Johnny, is now a New York Met and paid $765 million to play for the Mets. Your thoughts as he spurns your Yankees? And let me ask you this: did the Yankees like this all play in motion because some security guard was fucking pissed off at at Juan Soto and like kicked his what was it, his mom out or something, and then it kicked his chef out during certain times, like.
Yeah, I think
his driver. I remember reading it now on Monday night. Like you weren't on the show Monday when we were talking about it, but I mean, like, and it was like, oh, the Yankees weren't going to give him a suite. Like we didn't do this shit for Jeter or nobody else. You know, we didn't give no family a suite. And like, take whatever the fuck you want. You want the ballpark named after you? We'll name it fucking Juan Soto Ballpark. Your whole family can live here at the stadium if they want. Cohen was going to do whatever it took.
Yeah, and that's honestly why I'm not stressing it like a lot of Yankee fans are. I think we talked about it before he even signed that. I didn't think anybody was going to outbid Steve Cohen, the Mets owner. The man is worth $22 billion, so paying this insane amount of money for a player. I figured it was going to happen. All this extra side shit, I think, is just stuff that they're trying to bring to light so that it doesn't think he just took the highest bid, and that's exactly what he did. And no shame to him. That's what he had the right to do. But now all this stuff is coming out, like you said, about the people denying his mom or whatever access to. I mean, and that's just the rules of where they were in this specific facility or whatever. They didn't allow people to go in there, so. You know what I'm saying? Because you're Juan Soto, he, supposedly he wants all. I mean, and that supposedly there's like hella perks in his contract, but you know what I'm saying? Again, they're trying to flip it to make it a negative towards the Yankees when I don't think it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if we're gonna pay you $760 million, $50 million a year, motherfucker, you can pay for your own suite. You know what I'm saying? And the shit is that like the Yankees have a family suite where all the families are allowed to go and it's free and whatever. But if you want your own personal suite, then you get paid enough. You can pay for it, just like everybody else has paid for it. Now again, Steve Cohen and the Mets were that desperate that they were willing to basically give him whatever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole thing for his whole family and all this shit, his mom and all that stuff. So hey, it is what it is. Did I want Juan Soto to be a Yankee? Yeah, I mean, he's a great hitter, and I wanted him to be part of the Yankees. But I'm okay with them not wanting to basically bend the knee to him and just give him whatever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Again, he's a great hitter. He does have some flaws in his game. As great as he is, he's not a great fielder. He's not a very good base runner. But he's one of the best hitters I've ever watched, play the game. So yeah, I wanted him to be a Yankee, but not at the cost of, again, everybody, the whole franchise basically having to bend a knee to this man. And you know what I'm saying? You might as well. Did he want his monument already and his number retired already? You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like he was getting that petty. You know what I'm saying? And hey, he may be that much of a diva, and it is what it is. But I'm looking forward to see how the Yankees pivot. I like the couple moves they've made already. I would have liked for them to get the Kyle Tucker, which your boys wound up getting. I think that's a great trade for your Cubs.
Yeah, we'll talk about. I want to get in. Hold on. I want to, before we move on to some of the other signings real quick, I want to flash this up here. I shared this in our group the other day, and let me. What would Albert Pujols make in today's game if he was coming off?
It'd probably be close to $1 billion, just like A-Rod. You know what I'm saying? A-Rod was a free agent nowadays at his time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they were just so much more complete players than Juan Soto. And again, he's one of the greatest batters ever. You know what I'm saying? And especially at 26, what he's done already in his career. But yeah, there's been more complete players, and it's just to imagine, an Albert Pujols, a Ken Griffey Jr., or an A-Rod now with the way the money is now. It's insane, bro.
Yeah, give me one. I'm gonna flash these direct stats up here.
Yeah, you're good. A couple of extra things on the contract. There's, if he opts out after 5 years, they can add on another $50 million. So he could wind up with like $815 million or something like that. So for all the people that say, "Oh, the Yankees, caved for $5 million," it's a lot more than $5 million when you put everything into it.
look at their stats. This is their first 10 years stats. You know, when Pujols hit the market after his first 10 years with the Cardinals, compared to Juan Soto as he is going in first 7 years of their career. Sorry, so not 10 but 7. Albert Wharf, I mean 20 points more and more. Has played more games, which you know what I mean. But look at it's like, you know what I mean. The home runs, the RBI, almost 300 more RBIs. Like that's insane. You know what I mean. The batting average is almost 332 to 285. The slugging 420 to 532. The OPS, like you know what I mean. Then you look at the championships. 6 All-Stars, 1 MVP. Juan Soto's never even been an MVP, which is kind of a little crazy. But the batting titles, the Gold Gloves, the silver. I mean, Juan Soto did get the Silver Sluggers, but I mean, it's just like, man, if Juan Soto, like, it was getting 700, 765, Albert Pujols probably would have gotten, 800 million at this point in time. So, like, it's wild.
Yeah, it is. And I'm with you on that one. Albert Pujols, and like I said, Ken Griffey, Alex Rodriguez. The difference between now and when Albert became a free agent, I mean, besides the fact that obviously the money goes up, over the years, it naturally is going to go up. Everything's going to cost more over time. But there wasn't a hedge fund running an organization like what's happening at the Dodgers right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there wasn't a guy that was worth $20 billion owning a team. Like, I mean, obviously these owners are billionaires and whatever, but I mean, nobody worth over $20 billion like Steve Cohen is with the Mets, and again the hedge fund that's running the LA Dodgers right now, like that. Those weren't part of baseball when Albert Pujols became a free agent, and even then, he got a big from the
Angels.
Yeah, he got quite a bit from the Angels, and you saw like none of these long contracts ever work out anyway. Yeah. Not to say that this isn't going to work out for the Mets and Juan Soto, because I mean, props to them for getting it done. My only thing is Met fans, like, the Met fans want to complain about they get treated like the little brother. Well, stop acting like the little brother. All they want to do is take shots at Yankee fans because they wound up signing Juan Soto. Be happy you got Juan Soto. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and keep it moving. But their main thing is wanting to take shots at the Yankees for not being, for them signing Juan Soto over us. It's all good. Good. I mean, good for you. You know what I'm saying? You signed one player. You still got to go out there and play games and win games or whatever to see what happens. But no, that's a huge contract. Good for them. I know you said we're going to talk about these other signings in a second or whatever. But no, I was hopeful that the Yankees would get it done. I'm actually proud of how Steinbrenner for like making it close or competitive, that he actually made an effort to try to make it happen, as opposed to like drawing a line in the sand and saying, yeah, we're not going over 500 million or 600 million, whatever. They actually tried to get it done. Steve Cohen was just not going to have it happen. Like I said, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, where he came out and said, whatever the final offer is, I'll pay an extra $50 million. So he was not going to be denied. And then it comes out with the 765 plus the opt out and all these.
I think that's, to me, the key. Like, and I asked Jonathan Grisham on Monday. He thinks that the opt out is likely to happen in 5 years because he'll be able to renegotiate again and get more money.
Right. Like, so yeah, it's definitely going to happen. As far as the opt out, and again, like I said, from what the contract is set up now, if he opts out, they can automatically throw an extra $50 million on it and just keep it going. But I don't know if he can completely opt out to where he would completely like scrap that contract and redo a whole new contract, or if the opt out clause is basically that they can keep him by just adding that extra 50, not that they have to again renegotiate all over again.
Sure, yeah,
because if that's the case,
that stink and they don't go nowhere, and he's like, you know what, I got to try to go win a championship.
Right, and that's the other shit too, is that he's already got a chip in his pocket, so it's not like he's stressing that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So he went for the most money, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. He had every right to do that, and the Mets had every right to pay him the most amount of money. Just stop trying to make up all this other shit to try to make this whole shit coming out about he hasn't spoken to none of his teammates since the World Series, and then the very next day it comes out that he changed his number right after the World Series because he was getting bombarded with calls. You know what I'm saying? So like, why didn't you add that when you answered that you hadn't spoken to nobody?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're purposely trying to.
You ain't nobody call you? Well, you know what? Come think of it, I did change my number. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, they're trying to make it seem like the Yankees did something wrong. The Yankees didn't do nothing wrong. The Mets just paid him more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it doesn't have to be, we got this guy, so let's shit on the team that didn't get him. You guys bent the knee and did whatever you had to do to get the man. You got him. Good for you. Now, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. See what happens.
Well, the Yankees have went and used that money smartly now. Like they went out and got it's not Spencer Strider, but Max Fried. They went out and they went out and got some pitching.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Cubs getting Kyle Tucker. I mean, that's a guy who's got comparable numbers. Comparable numbers to Juan Soto. So, Tom, Ricketts, you're going to have to open up the pocketbook next offseason. I'm pretty sure. He's going to go to free agency, and we're going to have to open up the pocketbooks. But, yeah, the Yankees were trying to get Tucker. Now, I was kind of reading that the Astros were like, we don't want Cody Bellinger because the Cubs are trying to trade Cody to, maybe be part of that deal. And because he was like, man, they're all scumbags pretty much in Houston in a informer, you know what I mean, for the trash can thing. And then they didn't want to trade Kyle Tucker to the Yankees because they're going to see the Yankees later. You know what I mean? In the playoffs or so. So they're like, nah, but the Cubs do get a perennial, one of the best players in all of baseball in Kyle Tucker.
He's a top 10 player without a doubt, bro.
Yeah. The Yankees added Devin Williams. So it's like, you guys are like, okay, we're going to take this money. We're going to spend on one player and we're going to go spend it smartly. And that's what they've kind of done. Getting Max Fried, who got an 8-year, $218 million contract. They went out and got Devin Williams, like I said. So it's not like they're not spending or anything like that. They're still going out and getting guys. I was a little surprised Nathan Eovaldi returned to the Rangers, and the Red Sox traded for Garrett Crochet, and for a bunch of prospects is a nice move for them too.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the pivot the Yankees made. Just to touch on some of the other ones, Nathan Eovaldi just seems really comfortable in Texas, so I got no problem with that. Plus the no state tax down there in Texas, you know what I'm saying? But he seems to be really comfortable with that team, the organization. So happy for him. They got him at a decent price there. The Garrett Crochet, that's a good move by Boston. They did have to give up, some really good young talent, but he's a good pitcher. Doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on his arm because of the fact that he, switched from being a bullpen guy to a starter. So that's gonna be interesting what happens with Boston there. But I like the pivot the Yankees made. I've always been all about pitching. So you get the best, free agent pitcher available, a lefty from the Atlanta Braves system. He's already won a championship, so that's not going to phase him being in that spotlight. It's $218 million spread out over 8 years, so that's not too bad. You put him behind Garrett Cole, and I like that move there. I wasn't expecting that move there. The trade for Devin Williams. The closer from Milwaukee, I know
he's one of the best closers in the game. Too.
Yeah, he's one of the best closers in the game. Luke Weaver from the Yankees was basically making a name for himself this year with what he did in the late innings. So the bullpen is starting to get built up. So I'm fine with the Yankees pivoting from run scoring to run prevention. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to stir up because that's what costed us the World Series, and it was a problem all year long. Was the horrible defense and just the bad base running and stuff like that. So let's sure up the defense and the pitching. We lost a great offensive player, so we're not going to easily replace him. The Kyle Tucker thing, it was a pipe dream for Yankee fans. There was no way the Houston Astros were going to trade him to us unless we gave him like every top, farm system player we had in our whole organization. The Houston Nationals were not trying to help us out at all. So I'm glad he went to the Cubs. But he's a great hitter, and he's a Gold Glove defender, great base runner, steals bases. So he's more of a 5-2 player than Juan Soto is. So that's going to cost your boys in Chicago a lot of money to keep him, but I hope they make it happen. And then at the same time, there's all the rumors about the Yankees trading for Cody Bellinger. I think that'll be a good fit. You put him out in that field.
I would like to see the Cubs keep Cody at this point in time. Like, you make the move to get Kyle Tucker. Now, I guess like we do have technically 3 right fielders, but Cody's played first base. You move Michael Busch because we don't currently have a third baseman, so you move Michael Busch to third base, and then you got a pretty good lineup with Cody Bellinger, Kyle Tucker, Suzuki, and Busch, and Ian Happ. Like, that's a good 1-through lineup. Now the Cubs they need to add another pitcher. They've added some nice pitchers already, but I'd like to go out and see. They're talking to this the Japanese pitcher who could be coming over as well. So I don't really want to see Cody go. At this point in time, you already paid him the money. So from what I understand is the Yankees Cubs are fighting over who's going to pick up the tab really.
Right.
But why not just keep him? Why not really make a run at this, Jed, and keep Cody, and the more bats and better, what I mean? He's a good player. Let's just keep him at this point in time and make a real run here in 2025. If you can, I think that we got an opportunity. I just don't know if that's going to happen. I was like, shit, we're not going to do anything. And then when they were talking about all the rumors for Kyle Tucker, it was like, oh, we're going to trade Sia Suzuki. We're going to trade our top prospect. And this guy, Perales, who we got from the Rays at trade deadline. It's like, can we not? Because that's way too much for a guy who's only going to be 1 year, and then we're going to have to pay, if he walks, and we're pretty much given. So I do like the trade as far as what we gave up. We didn't really give up a whole lot. So, for one of the best players in all of baseball for possibly 1 year, but we're going to have to put up the pocketbooks, act like you're a big league team, man. That's, if I could give a gift to my teams, that would be, act like a big league team. So,
I'm with you on that. You make this trade for one of the best players for possibly 1 year, then shouldn't you go after it then? You know what I'm saying? The goal should be to try to win it that year. You know what I'm saying?
The Central is falling apart right now too. The Brewers seem to be trading their best players and kind of downgrading here. So why not make a run and then you get into the playoffs? What's up, Rob? And then anything can happen. So
right. That makes perfect sense. If you're going to trade for a player and possibly only have him 1 year, then why not try to make a run? Unless they're just trying to get the 51 million that's left for the 2 years of Cody to try to pivot and use that money on pitching.
Maybe
that could be their goal. I know
we're the fucking Chicago Cubs. Let's stop fucking acting like we're a small market team. We should be spending fucking money. We should be at the tax threshold almost every year, just like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and everybody else, because that's how we should operate. We need to operate. Let's stop operating like we are a small market team and act like we're the fucking, we are in a big market. We're the Chicago Cubs. We're one of the most.
You're the fucking Chicago Cubs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're not. Not even to say, you're not the White Sox. You know what I'm saying? They're obviously in Chicago as well, but you're the Cubs. You're saying act like the Chicago Cubs. So I'm with you on that. You're saying it shouldn't matter. That little bit of money, but everybody's trying to stay underneath that last tax threshold, where they're basically almost paying 100% on each dollar. So it does add up, but when Chicago,
when we're good, the fans are gonna come. We show out. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just built this whole new complex and everything else down there. And bought up all the bars and things like that to kind of make this Wrigleyville type stuff. You own all this shit. I know you can't use that towards baseball, but fuck, that covers the back end for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Still,
right. It's still money in your pocket. Just I mean, like again, you know what I'm saying? Like we were just talking about the Steve Cohen shit with the Mets. Like the Mets don't bring in the revenue to pay that Juan Soto contract. That's him taking it out of his pocket. You know what I'm saying? To pay, right? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if you know the owner of the Cubs obviously has that kind of money, and again, if you're gonna make a trade for a top 10 player, then you got to go for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that one. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, as a Yankee fan, I want Cody Bellinger because it fills a need that we have. You know, not only in the outfield, but he could play first base, like you mentioned.
Yeah, you guys lost Rizzo,
but like, if you know, if you're the Cubs and you make that move, like, why aren't you in on Burns, the pitcher, and trying to make, you know what I'm saying, trying to make that run this year? So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I mean, depending on what happens with your club, they may wind up flipping this kid and you know, trading him at the deadline and winding up trying to recoup. You know what I'm saying? And they'll probably get a good amount if they, you know, if they're not in it at the trade deadline mark and they wind up trading Kyle Tucker. They'll wind up getting a good amount for him.
If we're not at the trade deadline, I'm going to be super pissed.
That's going to suck. Yeah. Especially like you mentioned, the division. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Terry Francona does with the Reds.
Yeah.
The Brewers somehow always seem to be good. The Cardinals, though, look like they're completely falling apart. They're trying to get rid of everybody.
Yeah, they're trying to trade Goldschmidt and
and Arenado.
Yeah, Arenado. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, to kind of wrap up the base, there is still three big majors. So we had the first domino, and that was Juan Soto. Now it's you know, where's Corbin Burns, Pete Alonso, and Alex Bregman? Like, you know, like I think their phone's probably been kind of dry. Not saying it's like they're not trying to get deals done, but I think everybody knew that Juan Soto deal had to be the first deal. That's the first domino, and then you know, we'll see what happens after the start of the new year. So where they will go. So
absolutely, and don't think that the Fried deal doesn't impact Burns, because Max Fried is a really good pitcher, left-handed pitcher. You know what I'm saying? He got that. So don't think Corbin Burns ain't like, yo, he just got 218. So I need like 250. You know what I'm saying? So his price probably went up from what the initial talks were, and that could be what was taking so much longer. It's crazy though that Toronto is like in on everybody and can't get nobody. So nobody want to go to Toronto, which is sad, but it is what it is. I'm interested to see where the rest of these players wind up going. I know there's a lot of Yankee fans that are like, no, we don't want Alex Bregman. He's still a really good player. I mean, don't give him $30-40 million a year, but if you can get him on a reasonable contract, he's a really good defender. We need a good, you know, again, if we're going to focus on pitching and defense, we need good defenders, and we were not a good defensive team. So Alex Bregman will help us on the defense side of the ball. He's a good contact hitter. He obviously has postseason experience. I don't care as a Yankee fan. I just want good players, but you have Yankee fans that are all in their feelings and like, no, we don't want no Houston Astros. Yeah. Because of the whole shit that they cheated or whatever. Yeah, but you would have took Kyle Tucker because he was that good of a player. So stop picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? I just want the Yankees to get good players, bro. I don't give a fuck about what they did before. Once they put on their pinstripes, all that shit is gone.
You're right. At that point in time, I don't care what they did. Like, hey,
if they can help my team, then I'm good.
Yeah. He hits a game-winning home run, or you know, in the playoffs or in the World Series, like. Yeah, fuck whatever else he did. Like, you know what I mean? I love this man now. Johnny, your Hurricanes we talked about it last Saturday, but they are now officially out the playoff. What do you make of the playoff bracket? It kicks off this weekend. So a week from really, the first round will play I think Friday and Saturday, 12:20 and 12:21. Your thoughts on just the playoff bracket itself. So if you need just a kind of a rundown, you have Clemson, Texas. The winner plays Arizona State. Tennessee, Ohio State. Winner plays Oregon. SMU, Penn State. Winner plays Boise State. And real quick, how's that kid from Boise State not get the Heisman? I get Travis Hunter was a two-way fucking player, but man, I got problems, man. Like that kid from Boise State, like I don't think he's can break Barry's record now, but he sat out a lot of the second half of games. because like they were blowing people out. Like the kid, I believe, should have been the Heisman over Travis Hunter. Like Travis's receiver stats aren't even like, you know, the greatest, or and his D-back stats aren't like super great either. Like they're really good, but they're not like the best. You know what I mean? I just feel like when you're in the company of Barry Sanders, that should mean something. And you're at Boise State and they're in the playoffs, that should mean something. I know the school doesn't, you know, sometimes like they try to take that out of it as far as like how the team does, but nonetheless, I'll let you kind of counter. And then the last matchup is Indiana and Notre Dame. Winner plays Georgia. Any thoughts here on the college football, or you know, Travis Hunter win the Heisman?
Yeah, just real quick on the Heisman thing. It's become such a popularity thing. There was so much hype for Deion in Colorado, and this kid, yeah, he played both ways. But I'm with you. It's not like he put up, you know, yes, he was good on both sides of the ball, but it's not like he put up phenomenal numbers on both sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not like he led the country in touchdowns or yards, or, you know, had the most picks as a defensive back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he played both ways. Good for him. You know what I'm saying? It was a great story, but I'm with you as far as the running back. I mean, you know, not to be a homer here, but the season Cam Ward had as well was phenomenal for the Miami Hurricanes. So, you know, again, I think it was more of a popularity thing. But yeah, whenever you're in the same sentence as Barry Sanders, that should hold some weight there. But I expected Travis Hunter to win. Once Miami lost that game against Syracuse and Cam Ward didn't have an opportunity to like put his team in the playoffs, I knew he wasn't going to get it, even though he's had a phenomenal season. But I expected Travis Hunter to win that. Again, to me, it feels more like a popularity contest than anything else. He got so much hype and stuff that there was no doubt he was going to get it, in my opinion. As far as the playoff, you know, we were talking about it for weeks leading up to it. I'm excited about the playoff format. Yeah, I wanted the Hurricanes to be a part of it. Once they lost to Syracuse, though, I knew that the committee was not. Yeah, the committee was not going to let them in there. They actually had a 3-loss Alabama team ahead of them. Again, it's a TV show and a popularity contest. If you look at the schedule that Penn State played or that Texas played or whatever, don't tell me that they're not comparable to what Miami did. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they were higher ranked to start the season. And again, that's why I hate those preseason rankings, because it automatically puts, you know, schools in position where if they do suffer a loss, it's not going to affect them as much because they were so highly ranked early on. When that's some bullshit. That's something they need to look into changing. But I'm excited about these matchups. I hope SMU smacks the shit out of Penn State, even though I like Penn State growing up. You know, Clemson's probably going to get destroyed by Texas. But again, Texas might get exposed here against Clemson and Dabo Swinney. That Tennessee-Ohio State is the one that I'm really interested in seeing. I know Indiana, Notre Dame should be fun too, but I want to see what Ohio State does against an SEC team, a Tennessee team that can put up points. That's the
closest game far as spread-wise. Ohio State favored by 7 spread-wise in the first round.
Right. I mean, and it's going to help Ohio State that they're at home. But you know, how do they come back emotionally after the heartbreak of losing to Michigan and all the drama and stuff that's been in the news circulating about the coach possibly getting fired and stuff like that? Can that creep in and affect them in a bad way? I don't know.
Let me go on a real fucking dump. Let me dump this shit out. That's triggered something.
How about it?
Have you fucking seen this bullshit that Ohio State is going to make it a felony to plant the flag in the shoe? They are going to make it a law and says you're committing a felony for planting your flag in our field. Get the fuck out of here. That's some soft ass fucking bullshit. I mean, what the? First of all, you fucking beat them. Fucking, they own the fucking field. Okay, they beat you. They come into your house like Michigan did, and they slap the shit out you when you were a fucking 14-point favorite or whatever it was. Hey, guess what? You didn't care about them planting the flag on the field then because you let them come in your house and beat you. At that point in time, the scoreboard says they get to plant their field, and now you're like, you know what? we can't be having this. Oh, they're planting the flag. They're planting the flag. We got to fight them. And then you fight, and like, you should have put that fight during the damn game. And now you're saying, oh, you know what? Well, because they fought, we're going to use this, and we're going to say no more planting. This is how we can get rid of this flag planting stuff. Because look at all the fights that happen. Well, guess what? So what? So I guess they should have fought harder on the field, and then they should next year, if they go into Michigan, then you can plant the flag. If you win the damn game, like it's a rivalry, like it's just like a trophy. After every game, somebody should be able to plant the damn flag. Whoever fucking wins, stop this crybaby whining bullshit, soft ass shit. Oh, it's a felony. Some. Then the band shouldn't be able to march on the field either. Then you know what I mean? Right. Like the opposing school band, like get out of here, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's pretty soft. It's unfortunate that's where our country's leaning with shit like this. Like everybody takes offense to every little thing.
Yes,
you're saying you got your ass beat in your house.
That's what you should take offense to.
Right, that's what you should say. Give mad at that, not the fact that they planted the flag. You know what? They came in your house, two touchdown underdogs, and beat the shit out of you. They deserve the right to plant the flag. That was their national championship game because Michigan is having such a horrible season. You know what I'm saying? For them to win that game, of course they're going to be all hyped up or whatever. But to try to make it a felony if they do that, like that is soft as shit right there. Like that's crazy. That you got to get that, and you got to get that upset about losing a football game.
Ohio, like the Senate or something. I'm like, y'all used to be like, are supposed to be known for being some tough ass people. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Like this is soft.
Yeah. This is.
But it's crazy.
I expect something like this in California, but not Ohio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you on that one. And I got no love for Ohio State as it is, being a Miami Hurricane fan, because they done robbed us of a national title. But yeah, you can't get mad that your arch rival beats you, you know what I'm saying, at your house. Like you just gotta take it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You should have had that fight, like you said. They should have had that fight in them for the game, and maybe that never would have occurred. So it's soft that they're trying to make a law about planting the flag or whatever, but they should have the right to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes the rivalry that much more interesting.
Yeah, to me too. Like get it out. Like let's get it out.
And again, that's another reason why I'm hoping in Tennessee. Shout out to Sam. I'm hoping Sam and his volunteers beat the shit out of Ohio State.
Me too. I really, and I think for the committee's sake, you need to have SMU either beat Penn State or make it a game. Penn State's 8.5, and even Indiana, you wanted them to make it a game against, and Clemson won at least they won their conference. So, but like at least you need Penn State, you need SMU and kind of Indiana to make it games, because like if SMU gets blown out by Penn State, it'll get real loud. Oh, Alabama should have been there, and or even the Hurricanes should have been there instead of SMU. So
but that's why they put SMU up against Penn State, because Penn State ain't blowing nobody out.
That's probably true.
So that's why they put that matchup together. SMU against Penn State, because SMU actually has a chance to compete in that ball game, because it's not like Penn State was this juggernaut offensively or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So the committee know what they're doing as far as like setting up these matchups or whatever. It's to them it's a television show, which is what's the frustrating part. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to say, oh, strength of schedule and this and that. But again, you had a Heisman finalist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Miami lost those 2 games by a total of like 8 points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't get stomped out in their house like Alabama did by Oklahoma, or Ohio State losing. You know what I'm saying? Penn State got stomped out a couple times at home. You know what I'm saying? Miami didn't lose like that. They lost 2 games that they should have won, but it was like at the last second, you know what I'm saying, tight ball games that they just couldn't pull out. But again, I digress. It is what it is. I'm anxious to see this playoff and how it plays out. I'm looking forward to these matchups. It should be hopefully they're good competitive games. I'm hoping for on the field.
And we buried the lead of college football too. And you just cannot get away from Bill Belichick. He is now going to come haunt the Hurricanes as he becomes the head coach of UNC. I did not have that on my 2024 bingo card.
Nope.
Bill Belichick becoming a college coach, but allegedly the way he talks, it's going to be a mini semi-pro league, semi-pro team. Like they are going to get the players, they're going to develop them, and they're going to mainline them to the NFL. He gave North Carolina a 400-page document, says this is how we fix this. This is how it's going to happen. You agree to this, I'll become the head coach. They looked at it. They had the problems. A couple problems was, hey, we don't really know if we want your son to, be the guy that follows, and something about the NIL money. Now, eventually, I think they all kind of agreed to it. He brings his friend Michael Lombardi in as the general manager. He's already, he's going to hire a good staff. But I never thought I'd see Bill Belichick coaching. But when you get away from really, you don't have to, the hands-on, like going to mom and dad's house recruiting doesn't really have to happen anymore. And I'm not saying to do that. But when you get to run it like a business, like the NFL, I think it's going to be great. I see success. I don't know about instant success. And I'm not saying he's going to win a national title, but I could see North Carolina making the playoffs in 2 years under Bill Belichick. And I think that's success. And I think getting players to the NFL is going to be that'll be successful as well. So I think this Bill Belichick, people who don't think it's not going to be a success, I think are crazy. I see people like, oh, it's going to be a 1-year deal. It's going to be that. No, not with Bill Belichick. I know he's 72, but actually they got younger with Bill Belichick being the head coach. So that's what's, from Mac Brown. So there's that. But your thoughts on Bill haunted the Dolphins for, 20 plus years as the Patriots coach to your Dolphins. And now he's, now you got to go up against them on Saturdays instead, Johnny.
Yeah, of course he would go into the ACC where my Canes are at. And you mentioned, Mike Lombard, he already took a shot at Mario Cristobal in Miami or whatever. So they're already starting that. You'll say he knows who to pick on or whatever. But I'm with you. I didn't have Bill Belichick going to a college team or to North Carolina as high on my bingo card either. But he's an excellent coach, bro. And he likes to teach. He likes to coach. So it makes sense on that front. I just think there weren't any NFL jobs, and he must have got a whiff of that nobody was going to give him a shot. So why not go to college?
Interested in the Jets job, I
don't think he wants to deal. He ain't trying to deal with Woody at all. That's why he didn't take it the first time. You know what I'm saying? And then he's got it set up to where his son can take over if he leaves. He's probably going to have Joe Judge, Josh McDaniels, his old crew of coaches going down there. And I'm with you as far as the recruiting. Yeah, there might be that one kid or two that he goes personally over there, but it's probably a lot of Zoom calls and him having his other guys go over there.
It's going to be the transfer portal. It's going to be,
it's going to be transfer portal and shit like that. And he's got the ultimate trump card with having all those Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to make it to the Super Bowl, I will show you what you need to do to make it to the NFL.
All he's got to do is walk into a kid's house and drop the rings.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows who Bill Belichick is. So you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna use that to his advantage, and good for him, good for North Carolina. As far as it's only gonna be 1 year, he did purposely put in a very cheap buyout. The buyout is only $1 million
for this year only. If he's on once after like this year, it goes way up.
Right. And that's probably him just having it just in case an NFL team decides to give him an opportunity. But again, I just think he I don't know how he would know, but I just think it's like he probably got a whiff that, hey, nobody's going to give me a job in the NFL. So I still want to coach. He wants to teach. That's who he is.
Coach, but have full control like he had in New England.
Yeah. I mean, and there, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, he already brought in his GM already. I mean, that's what college football is turning into anyway. Yeah. And I think he's going to be, he's going to be the ultimate recruiter. Obviously, he's going to have these kids prepared and ready to go. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. Again, I wasn't expecting it.
He's already reached out to likes of Lawrence Taylor, Michael Jordan, like that North Carolina alum.
Yeah, like he's going to be
Yeah.
For all the ACC people and people thinking, oh, this, nah, he's gonna be successful, yo. Like I said, I don't know about a national title like right away, but if he gets the right quarterback to transfer over there, like they could be in the playoff next year. Because again, it's the ACC schedule. So the main people that he's gonna have to play in the ACC is SMU, Clemson, Miami. You know what I'm saying? He gets by those three.
You win two of those games.
Right. You win two of those three, you can make it to the ACC title game, and then you never know. So it's gonna be interesting, but I'm not gonna deny Bill Belichick's greatness and shit after what he did to my Dolphins for 20 plus years. So I wish he would have picked a different conference, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens there or whatever. But
bringing in Lombardi to run the GM.
So that way he doesn't even have to deal with that. He doesn't even have to worry about that.
How about this? Like, he went to a lot of different universities, like throughout the past year. You know, obviously his son's coaching in Washington, was the DC or something at Washington. But like, how about he's just like going to all these different colleges, and they're bringing him in, just thinking like, it's the greatest coach all time, right? Like of course, he can talk to our kids, and like he's learning things from them, what to do, what not to do, and then that like helps compile this fucking document.
Yeah,
and, you know what I mean. And now you're like,
like you don't think he's think he's sitting in his lab and he's like, I like that linebacker from over there, this defensive end from that school, like you know, saying like he's already.
Or the way it's run, right? Like, okay,
right.
I know they're not running things right. Like, I know how to fix this. Like, I'm gonna fix this how it's run. Like,
right.
Like he is, I mean, he's
too good of a coach, bro. He's gonna, what I'm saying? Again, even if they, the first year is always going to be hard. Like I said, unless he winds up getting one of these quarterback transfers, like the kid from Washington State is supposed to be transferring. I know Miami's going after that kid hard. You know what I'm saying? So if he gets a stud quarterback, they're going to be competitive his first year. Does he make it to a playoff or anything like that? No, but I think year two, after he has a year of recruits and then gets, especially if they do win some big games in his first year, even if they don't have the greatest record, but if they have some big games under his belt in the first year, make it to a bowl, it's going to be ridiculous to the people that are going to be clamoring to go over there in his second year. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're going to have the money to pay, to pay for NIL. Yeah.
Yeah. Agree.
And again, he can have total control there.
Yeah. My last step here is like, people like, I know North Carolina is a basketball school, but North Carolina also knows football is what runs the world. Like when the football school is good, everything's good. You know what I mean? Like that's where that brings in the most money. So, like North Carolina being good at football will be just, you know what I mean? Like it will be great they know that'll be great for the university, like how much money that could bring in. So let's not kid ourselves here. I know it's a basketball school, but by God, if you're gonna, be good at football, that's only gonna help you. So,
Right. I mean, and they got to see, saying how much, SMU brought in. This is SMU's first year in the ACC, so North Carolina ain't stupid about it. If you get an opportunity to get, the greatest, NFL coach ever, why not? And see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm all for it. So, but yeah. That pretty much. I wanted to talk to you. Yeah, obviously it's always funny. Like we don't really talk. We're always busy during the week, and if we don't do a show throughout the week, so I had like, I got to talk to Johnny. I want to get Johnny's thoughts on this and that. So it was great to get that out. But
appreciate it, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy. So. Appreciate it. Anyway, let's move into. I did before we do our review. I know you said you didn't have any. No TV. Too busy this week.
Yeah, work was crazy this week.
But real quick, I told you last Saturday, or Sunday, the Snoop Dogg album came out on Friday, and I don't know if you've listened to it yet, Johnny, but it absolutely fucking delivered. It met my expectations were here, and it has delivered here. There's not a skip on the whole album. It is. So let me just say this. Like, I like to get online and just kind of view things like whatever, see what people are kind of saying. It's not really going to influence my change. Like, I think the album's fucking perfect. It's not like a G-Funk album. Like, that's what I see a lot of people bitching about. Like, we wanted the old G-Funk, like Snoop Dogg. Yo, first of all, like, these guys are in their 50s. Like, they don't, like, you know what I mean? Snoop ain't fucking dealing drugs no more, y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like Dre ain't, like, like, they have made an album for themselves at this point in time in their lives, like the maturity, like they can't rap about being this stuff anymore because they not that stuff. Dr. Dre is one of the most, like he's really a couple years ago when he sold his beats, like to Apple, like the headphone beats, like he became the richest, one of the richest, rappers.
Yeah.
And he hadn't dropped an album. He hasn't dropped his own personal album in decades, so like this album is fantastic. You could tell Dre was absolutely in his fucking bag on the beats in this. They just absolutely crush it. The whole album, 1 through, I don't know how many songs on the album, but a couple of my favorites real quick. The Last Dance with Mary Jane, Thank You, is on there. He got you would probably like this one too, because you're just like a music kind of person as well. The Another Part of Me, it got the Sting with Sting where they took the beat from the song, kills it. He got the joint on there with Gunsmoke with 50 Cent and Eminem is a good one. Also Skyscrapers where Method Man is on the track as well. So the whole album though is I just looked it up, 16 songs, can't skip a single one. So I mean, Snoop and Dre were in the bag, 5 stars on this album. They crushed it. I've been listening to it probably Friday through till now, pretty much not stopped. So
nice. Yeah, definitely gonna have to check that out. And yeah, you can't rap about the same shit you rapped about when you were 20. You know what I'm saying? When you're 50.
Over 30 years ago. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? If the beats are, the beat, the flow, and the people, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I
mean, what would you expect from a Dr. Dre produced album? Is, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
he had plenty of time to work on this shit. Right.
Yeah. Dre's one of the greatest producers of all time. So,
absolutely.
If not the greatest producer of all time. So,
absolutely.
But yeah, I had to. I mean, that album, I was frantically waiting till Friday. Went to the gym, turned it on, and just I ain't stopped listening to it since. So the whole album is good. Let's get into our top 5 this week. Top 5 the best Christmas movies, Johnny.
Yep.
Your number 5 best Christmas movie, or if you want to do honorable mentions before or after.
We can do honorable mentions after. So that way we can, saying, let's get through our list. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the honorable mentions that you have may be on my list. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what I got at number 5. And the only reason I got it at number 5 is because of all the controversy around there and whether or not it's a Christmas movie or not. But number 5 for me is Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie in my book. Again, and if it wasn't for the controversy, it would be higher on my list as far as Christmas movies. Die Hard is one of the best movies ever. It takes place on Christmas, at a Christmas party in the building. There's all kinds of symbolism for Christmas all throughout the movie. So yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I got that one at number 5, and it could have been higher.
Okay, I like it. I'm not gonna lie to you, higher on my list. My number 5. My number 5. I love this movie. I don't know why it's called Four Christmases. With Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. Some of my favorite lines in that movie. They go to his mom's house, who's now with his best friend from school. He's like, I'm not trying to be your dad. I'm trying to be your friend. He's like, you were my friend. You were my best friend. We rode bikes together. We played games together. Just absolutely, I love that movie. Where they try to go to all the 4 different family Christmases when they didn't really want to go at all. So I love 4 Christmases is my number 5. Yeah,
that's actually a really good one. The scene with him and this kid that he did swingers with. That's
John Marvel. It's his brother.
Yeah, that's his brother. And they start wrestling and shit. That shit. Yeah, that was a good one. Speaking of Vince Vaughn,
when he's got the baby, at the major, he's like, "Stop, woman! I'm a swaddle this way." Like, you know, and he's supposed to be fucking, you know, not Adam and Eve, but Joseph from, you know,
right?
but
Yeah,
just absolutely, I mean, over the top, just like kills it. I die laughing every time. So yeah, that scene kills it for me too. So.
yeah, that's a good one there. Reese Witherspoon. That was it was better than I expected from that one. I'm gonna touch on another one of Vince Vaughn. This one I don't know if a lot of people actually saw it, called Fred Claus.
Oh yeah, I love Fred Claus. Yeah. That was
where Vince is Santa Claus's brother. Paul Giamatti plays Santa Claus. I was not expecting this movie to be at all good.
Kevin Spacey is in the movie. Yeah.
But me and wifey really like this one a lot, so I got Fred Claus at number 4.
When he goes to like the brother, the famous brother, and you got Stephen Baldwin, you got Sylvester Stallone's brother. That's not Alec. That's not Alec. Now, maybe he's just saying his brother's like Santa. No, my brother really is Santa. Maybe he's just saying, like, you know, like, yeah. Love Fred. Kathy Bates is the mom in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. That movie's, I like, I'm a big fan of Fred Claus too. So, he is a good one. My number 4 is Home Alone. Nice. Whether it's 1 or 2, you could really kind of put it in there, but I just feel like it's the old classic. Just love Home Alone. So
I actually have that one as my number 3. I actually watched it a couple weeks ago. Had to sleep on the couch because of my back, not because of any issues, you know what I'm saying, with wifey. But actually wound up trying to sleep on the couch and just trying to look for something to put on. Wound up putting Home Alone on to go to bed to a couple weeks ago. That's this favorite one, 1990. You know what I'm saying? I was 13, whatever, when that shit came out, 14. And it was great, and it still holds up now. So, Home Alone, I got it at 3.
Yeah. I hate all the stupid remix they've tried to do throughout the year.
Like, I mean, I know that the second one, I guess, in New York or whatever, because they had to jump on the money train to try to make more money, but I mean, then after that, it just got ridiculous. Where it was a total money grab.
Yeah, same. What's your number 3?
My number 2 is the one that plays on.
That was
you're 3. Yeah, you're 3. You're 3.
So my number 3 is Christmas Vacation. I just rewatched it. I watch it every year, but on Friday night. Have you seen this theory? And it really made me think of it. Shout out, I think it's called the Breakfast Club podcast, where they kind of they review movies back in the day where, like, Clark Griswold's an asshole. And I watched it and I was like, from the point of view of trying to view Clark being an asshole. And I'm like, Clark is kind of an asshole. Like, he is kind of an asshole. He don't listen to his family. You know, he's over there trying to, at the very beginning of the movie when they're driving, like, he's trying to start and shit with the guy in the truck almost. When the people are walking by and those people aren't saying nothing to him, he's like, kiss his ass.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of the best scenes.
You know what I mean? Like, what people ain't do nothing to you, asshole. Like, you're just kind of, you know, like, he's already mouthing the neighbors. You know, Clark's a little bit like, we think of him as a friendly guy, but if you really view it from the point of, like, is he an asshole or not? He kind of marks the checkbox of, hey, he's kind of a jerk. He kind of is an asshole.
Yeah, he does check that box, but he's funny as shit. And that one's gonna come up on my list shortly. But so no, I love that movie big time. I love that. That's movie.
That's my number 3. Christmas.
That's your number 3. Yeah, that's higher on my list. So I'll go to my number 2 is a movie that plays on TBS and TNT 24 hours a day on Christmas. Is A Christmas Story.
Oh yeah, that's my number 2 too. That's
I love that movie. Loved it since I was a kid.
Same.
You know, it came out when I was 7, 8 years old. So I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying, the Red Ryder rifle. the dog scenes when they take the turkey is one of the funniest scenes ever. Yeah, his brother not being able to put his arms down in the jacket when he's right. I can't get up when he falls down. Yeah, so Christmas Story is number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, at least like where he tries to help the dad, and then obviously the tongue getting stuck to the pole. It's just classic,
just classic shit.
Yeah. It's to me, it like if I like, that's number 2.
All right, so I'm gonna give my number 1. So, my number 1 is Christmas Vacation. Like I love that. I never looked at it at the angle of Clark being an asshole, but I knew he was a bit of a jerk already. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell he's that because he's single-minded. Like he focuses on one thing, nothing else is gonna distract him from that singular thing that he's focused on. Like here, he was trying to make the perfect Christmas for his family, so he didn't give a shit about his neighbors or anybody else and stuff like that. That's all he was focused on. But he is a bit of an asshole, but he's funny as hell. I love Christmas Vacation. You get a young Juliette Lewis in there. You get a young Johnny Gasecki from Big Bang, and Roseanne is his son in that one. Cousin Eddie, of course, with the shitter is full. Like just some of the best scenes, in the movie. Christmas Vacation it's one of my favorite movies, period. But it's definitely my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah,
so I think I know what your number 1 is, but go ahead.
My number 1's Die Hard. You know what I mean. So
it's fucking phenomenal, bro. That's a phenomenal movie, bro.
Yeah. It's a good action movie. It's a good movie, and the fact that we get to say it's a Christmas movie makes it even better. So, Die Hard is my number 1. Shout out to Die Hard 2. People don't realize that that's at the same Christmas 2 as well. So Die Hard.
It's what, a year later, right?
Yeah. So,
true that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
it's obviously not as good as the original Die Hard, but it was still pretty good. I enjoyed Die Hard 2. Die Hard 3, the With a Vengeance is one of my favorite ones. Where he's teamed up with Samuel L. Jackson is great. But for all the people that want to argue that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, that's on you. You want to be miserable, be miserable. Just saying, to me, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It's a fun movie, great action movie. I love Die Hard.
Me too. I watch it it's one of them I watch every year as well. So.
That's what I'm saying. All of these on the list get watched, at least one time. At least one time this month, and probably throughout the year might happen as well. You mentioned honorable mentions. Scrooged with Bill Murray is one of my favorite Christmas movies. I mean, I was never really into like the old classic shit. Like I never saw Miracle on 34th Street. I never saw It's a Wonderful Life. Like I never watched any of those, to be quite honest. So you got the old school animation stuff, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman and shit like that. Like that stuff I watched, as a kid, of course.
Ranch is right there for me.
Yeah.
Enjoy that one. You know what fucking movie I hate that everybody loves? Elf. I fucking hate that movie. I can't.
It's okay. I mean the love that it gets, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like I think it's okay. It's you know what I'm saying, but it's not. Yeah, you're right. A lot of people love that movie, and hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
But it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like there's plenty of other movies that I would prefer watching on Christmas than Elf.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Now I'm gonna have to. I got to just kind of go through the list here. See, like I don't know. This fucking website has Elf for number 1. Fuck that. Let's just look at Christmas Story. Yeah, we said that.
Bad Santa is a really fun.
Yeah, Santa Claus 2 with Tim Allen. The original.
Yes. The original one was great.
Yes. After that, they could stop. You know what I mean?
A Nightmare Before Christmas is a lot of fun. Tim Burton.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever seen this movie? I love it. Got to shout out this movie. I love this movie too. The Night Before. With
no, I haven't watched that. I just noticed it. Seth
Rogen, Anthony Mackie's in it. That fucking movie is hilarious too.
Is it?
Yes. Yeah.
I might have to check that out tonight.
Yeah, it is. You would do. Yeah, that I watched that one quite a bit as well. So it's right up there for me. I got to give that one a shout out. As far as like adulthood, like You know what I mean? Where yeah. So
yeah.
it's like,
I mean, Gremlins is considered a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
That was pretty good when I was a
one
kid.
of my wife's favorite ones out of all things. Is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this movie too. It's not. I wouldn't probably put it as like one of the top, 10 or 15. But Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. Don't get it confused.
Yeah.
Jack Frost, the horror movie, but
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, what I'm saying? You got to broaden your minds when it comes to, what I'm saying? Like, there's all kinds of fun stuff that you can watch on Christmas. And again, Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorite ones when I was young. I mean, it came out in the early 90s or whatever, but that was a lot of fun. Nightmare Before Christmas. And again, the Bad Santa.
Yeah, I love Bad Santa.
Freaking hysterical.
Yeah. I mean, Bad Santa 1 and 2. Shout out to Jingle All the Way. Like,
I was about to say Jingle All the Way was good when I first saw it when I was young.
Turbo Man.
There's a lot of good stuff, man. Expand
that movie. That movie like subscribes to the '90s like culture, right? Like, get the toy and like,
right.
I already have a Turbo Man at home, and my dad like.
Yeah. So you can have your favorites that you always watch every Christmas, but if you want to expand a little bit, I'm saying there's plenty of like horror Christmas movies, there's action ones, there's obviously funny ones and stuff like that, but give stuff that you may not normally give a chance to an opportunity. You may find some hidden gems. Scrooge is awesome with Bill Murray is awesome.
Yeah. Here's another one. I don't think it did very well, but I like it. And you could qualify it as a Christmas movie too. Reindeer Games with Ben Affleck, Charlie Theron, and Gary Sinise is in that movie. Eric's in that movie. Reindeer Games.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
I don't think I've ever seen it. I might have to check it out.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Yeah. So it's an older movie. It's like, Ben Affleck.
I was about to say that sounds older. Yeah. You said Ben Affleck, Charlize Theron, and Gary Sinise?
Yeah, it's called Reindeer Games.
That's a pretty damn good cast.
So the premise of the movie is Ben Affleck's in prison. His like cellmate dies, and like his cellmate is like had been writing love letters to this girl who is played by Charlize Theron, and then at the there's a lot of little twists and turns, but so then like he gets Ben Affleck. She's like he runs to her. Pretends like he's his ex-prison mate who was killed. And then he gets kidnapped by her brother, who's played by Gary Sinise, and they want him to help them rob a casino, and they're all dressed up as Santa Clauses on Christmas Day. The cast has got it's got a couple people in it that what's my Danny Trejo's in it. And a couple other people are in the movie as well that you would recognize. So yeah, Reindeer Games is it's kind of shitty, but it's one of them good action shitty movies. You know what I mean?
Right. There's plenty of those out there, man.
Yeah,
I'm good with that too. Yeah, I might have to check that out.
Yeah, Reindeer Games. So for sure. So all right, well that kind of wraps it up. Real quick, any outside the Dolphins game? We got. On the NFL slate, real quick. The Steelers Eagles game is a Super Bowl matchup to me. And there was one more game this afternoon. I can't remember who it was.
Tampa Bay and the Chargers could be interesting.
Bills Lions, that's it. That game. Yeah, that game's going to be good too. So
Buffalo, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Philly. Tampa Bay, the Chargers. Your team going up to Seattle to see what they can do there.
Yeah,
that
tonight.
Should be interesting. As a Dolphin fan, I'm interested to see what happens with Indianapolis and Denver because, of course, we're chasing Denver. But I'm not even thinking about the playoffs. Like, can we win a freaking game and see what happens here? But no, there's some good games. Yeah, that Buffalo at Detroit, that should be a good one.
That's a Super Bowl match. That could be a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, especially Buffalo coming off of that loss to the Rams. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens at Detroit. I think Detroit's gonna want to send a message, not for nothing.
They want to send a message every week. I feel like so. But Well,
True
that kind of wraps up. Johnny, you got anything you want to dump out before we get out of here?
No, just everybody, you know what I'm saying, have a safe, holiday season, do what you got to do for work, enjoy your time off, and enjoy your time with your family and your loved ones. And yeah, you know what I'm saying, we threw out a bunch of movies there. If you're just going to be chilling at home watching movies and stuff, try to expand from your usual stuff. I know it's easy to fall into your classics that you watch every year, but check out some other stuff. You'd be surprised. Like, there might be some hidden gems out there, but besides that, man, just excited to watch some football today and be back for the recap show later. Yeah,
we'll be back tonight to talk about all the NFL action. 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern. So tune in, and we'll recap all today's action. Other than that, thanks for tuning in, folks. It's been another great weekly dump. Just don't dump so much out like old girl from the OnlyFans. So other than that,
yeah, I think it's safe to say the shitter was full.
Yeah. The pee hole was full. Nonetheless, be a friend, tell a friend, folks. Like, subscribe, share. We'll be back next week, same time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern in the morning. And we'll be back tonight. See you then.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.